world's airlines have agreed to reduce carbon dioxide emissions from 2020. The proposal's been discussed for years and a deal's finally been reached at the International Civil Aviation Organization in Montreal. The global aviation industry emits about as much CO2 as Germany, and that tally is quickly growing. Now, under the deal, airlines will take steps to limit emissions from 2020 and offset increases by planting trees and buying carbon credits. Critics say it doesn't reduce demand for jet fuel and that there are no clear rules for offsetting emissions. We're now joined by Bilal Eksi. He's the Director General of Turkey's Civil Aviation Authority. Mr. Bilal, thank you very much for joining us on Money Talks. Now, you've just returned from Montreal, where the environmental agreement was reached. Environmentalists will inevitably say it actually hasn't gone far enough. What do you think of that?
Actually, this is very good momentum for the aviation because it is very long discussion for the carbon dioxide reduction. The main idea is to keep to the carbon dioxide as it is with the different scenario, with the manufacturing productivity, with the operation feasibility, productivity, and so on. And it is put to the target for the government, and the aviation will respect to them.
Just want to bring it back to Turkey now. The most serious issue is security. We've seen a very sharp drop-off in passenger numbers coming to Turkey, perhaps 30–40% over the first 6 months of 2016 compared to the previous year. There are two major issues, aren't there? Sort of terrorist attacks and the relations with Russia. Have both of those issues been handled to your satisfaction?
Actually, it is recovered. I mean, the last figure shows that it's start to the recovering. One issue is that we have made agreement with Russia, and the charter tourists starting come to the Antalya and our other tourist organizations. Next year, we hope that it will be recovered. Actually, the international people is starting to come to the Turkey because it was a problem, but it's solved.
And what is the Civil Aviation Authority specifically doing to reassure people on security?
Actually, our airport is very secure. We are working with the ICAO, who is under the umbrella of the ICAO. We are fully respect to their rules, and they are auditing to all the airports. There is no any findings in the aviation security issue. Of course, there is some findings to do landside security, which is to happen in the Brussels, which is to happen in the Paris, and so on. This is the global threat, and the government is overcoming all these issues. They are putting more security people on the street, and it will be recovered.
Now, Turkey has a massive project happening not very far from here, the new third airport. How is that going?
Actually, the 30% has been completed, and the planning is going very well, and it will be opened at the beginning of the 2018.
Just as scheduled then?
Yes, scheduled once.
And you're hoping for how many passengers?
It's the capacity is the planning capacity is the 150, but 150 million passengers per year, but it can be extended up to 200.
And will that make the new airport the busiest in the world?
The biggest one.
Okay, and what happens finally to Ataturk Airport then? It's been open for decades and decades and handles 60 million passengers. Will you close it?
Our president that this airport will be scheduled for the commercial operation, for the scheduled commercial operation, but it will be kept as for the business jets and the general aviation and so on.